And welcome back for part 2 of Sun and Shadows. We just took a quick break because that last video was getting a bit long, and now we're going to continue our conversation with Eioara. This place in Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others have told me about it. There's only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see it for yourself, make your own judgment. Better for your soul that way, I think. How do you speak Adiran? I speak no language now, but the wordless expressions of the spirit. It is through my connection to you that I am able to draw upon your words, and form them as my own. And do you know what it is I need from Thaos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
Why has Thaos done all of this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Thaos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Thaos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Woodica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
And how can I get Thaos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eioara. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
It's time for me to go.
Thaos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
Your defiance here is an illusion. You are a slave to the gods, bound to their rules, stuck in their system. Your continued existence is proof of the gods' dominion over all of us. You notice a bond now, one that has always been, an interleaving of her essence with yours at the extremities of your perception. You are tied to this woman's spirit, and you can feel a measure of control over it, as though you were its shepherd. What are you suggesting? I can disintegrate your soul, make you cease to exist. Then I would be no different than the other souls the gods have broken in this place. I do not wish to stop fighting them. You remain here not for the gods, but in hopes of some affirmation of your faith. You were afraid you were wrong. For a long time, Eioara says nothing. Looking at her now as she stares off, the fatigue is unmistakable, as though her life had been some dream from long ago, and her imprisonment a day without end. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps there is a way to end this on my terms. She looks up at you.
I am grateful you came and found me here, no matter the circumstances. You're not exactly who you once were, I have to remind myself. But seeing you one last time, and remembering what we shared, brief as it was better than anything I dared hope for in this place. I suppose I have waited long enough, and I do not wish to delay you any further. Come, let's be done with this once and for all. I am ready.
I disintegrate her soul. In your mind's eye, Eioara's soul becomes a doll of parchment. Your focus flies towards the doll in waves of sparks that gather in clusters at its feet. You push harder, and the sparks engorge, dancing upwards as the flames that climb the base of the doll, curling it, peeling back the woven fibers and turning them into a luminescent orange before fading them to the purest black. The doll seems to hang there for a moment, as the last of the parchment is consumed by the last of the flame, leaving only a few tenuously connected strands to hold together its shape like some intricate work of lace. Eioara tips her head slightly to you, and with that, the last strands give away, coming apart as the particles of ash that scatter, carried on some invisible breeze into the nothingness beyond. She is gone. Well, she's dead now. We're moving on. Let's explore this room. You know what? It's not very far to the end. The stairs down are just right up here. In fact, I think we need to go this way. Do we need to rest? We might as well. Because we have camping supplies. We're not coming back up for them. This is the end, guys. Like, this is literally it. We are heading down into the depths. We're on level 2 of 3. 3 is where the final fight is. I do recall that. It's been a little while, but still. Level 3, we will face off against our elusive enemy from the beginning of the game. Now, how will he stand up against the optional bosses we fought? I think he'll be less hard than Lengrath, and I think he'll be more hard than the Adra Dragon. So we got Steps to the Wheel. What is Steps to the Wheel, you ask? Excellent question. Steps to the Wheel is... It's an AoE once per rest. And it does a paralyze for 2.1 seconds and sicken for 5.6 seconds. Accuracy is +10 versus will. So it's just an AoE paralyze. It's okay, I guess. Nothing special, though. A ring of searing flames and Ta'andratara. That was a corpse that just poofed into ash. We are in the Walk of Souls, it's called. Ah, we have to push back the souls. Push back the darkness, I should say. So we, a whole bunch of souls just went out. Gave us a little bit of outline of what we're looking at in this place. So let's continue on. There is definitely a corpsicle, so boots of speed and some topaz. An Engwithan shade is here. Let's teach it
Gotta try something else.
not to be here anymore.
Kill them all.
Just like the next one and the next one after that as well. Oh, we mind controlled one of them. That's okay. And we'll kill it good. 3 Engwithan corpses. Recorpsed. Oh, we should probably go get his dead body. Topaz times 2. Nothing particularly awesome, but you know what?
There's something ahead.
There is something ahead. What is that? Looks like gauntlets of quickness jammed into the ribcage of a drake / mini dragon. Let's see what he can do about this one. We found a shadow drake. And a whole shit ton of enemies. Okay. You're gonna go fight the drake. You guys are all gonna fight that. You move on though. What the hell is that? Is that bear? All distorted and weird? Wow, that's really messed up. Okay, actually, you know what? You stay here. You go fight the drake.
Well, spot on.
And what else can I do? There's gotta be some sort of AoE. Yes, this one.
Oh?
Spot it!
Okay, next one. We're gonna kill off all the shades, then we'll fight you.
Nothing.
Is he killing the Drake by himself? It would appear so. No big deal. Shadow Drake dead as well. That was not at all hard. I'm gonna loot your weird body. Your weird ashy body.
I'll take a peek.
Let's go slower, just in case we don't actually know what's up ahead. Taandra. The shadows in the cavern suddenly lengthen and swallow you. When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you find yourself in midst of what must be another vision. You are surrounded by mists. The ground feels springy under your feet. You imagine that as soon as you take a step, the soil behind you will erase all trace of your passage. As if on cue, the mists before you clear just enough for you to take a couple steps forward. You do, and the fog closes behind you. You continue for several minutes in this manner, one step at a time, never seeing more than the ground right in front of you. Eventually, rays of light cut through the haze, and you find yourself facing a canyon wall. Something whizzes past you. Just as you turn, you catch another whir of movement. Out of the mist flits a shape, small and round. You think you can see another, and another. They tickle the corners of your vision. You turn back to the canyon wall. The sun shifts along its path, and what looked like a smooth rock face is the hollow of a cave. A figure steps out. Its features are shifting and changing before your eyes. The figure transforms from male to female, from Orlin to Omoa, its bones lengthening and its fur receding into its flesh. The only detail that remains constant is the smooth, eyeless face. The whizzing, rushing shapes from the mist converge on the figure, and as they form a spinning cloud, you realize that they are eyes.
You understand the value of a mystery watcher, a buried scroll, a hidden truth. These are my ways. You unravel a thread, Watcher, one you have lost and discovered over generations, and following it to its end has only brought you back to the beginning.
The eyes track you even as they circle the god. What are you talking about? Whale giggles, a strangely modulated sound that rises and falls as the god shifts from one form to the next. You seek and search while your foe obscures, and even your quest for answers to your past has only led you to another mystery, and one grander still. I am here to stop Wodaka from tipping the balance of power, which means that you must scatter the very thing she seeks.
A nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. The answer to Wodaka's question and the beginning of yours. What would you do with them?
Changing from elf to folk, Whale raises its darkening hands to the swarm of eyes. I take it that you have something in mind. The clouds break, and the torrent of rain washes Whale's features clean. His blank face molds itself again, taking on the shape of something you've never seen before. Do not consign the souls to the fate of some god's choosing. You have found them. Now scatter them across existence, their destination known to neither god nor mortal. Let them be lost again, new answers to new riddles. Behind him the sudden downpour has carved new caves into the canyon. But what end would that serve?
No end, Watcher. That is the purpose.
What would happen to the souls?
None know. They could end up anywhere in the realms of gods or mortals, whole or divided. Discovering them again and charting their course through the ether will be a new mystery.
Farewell, Whale.
That is a word for endings, and this is but a crossroads. Even I do not know what you would choose.
The shifting face laughs. Shadows from the new caves melt and spread across the landscape, covering you in darkness. When the light returns, the vision is gone. I think that's the plan we're going to go with. I didn't do that one last time, so I'm kind of curious to see what happens with it. Or did I do that one last time? It's a giant staircase. Let's go down carefully. Why am I in fast? I'm not in fast forward mode. It just seems like we're going quick. But that's okay. can we, how do we get there? Oh, there's a path over here. Okay.
A blade in the
Gotcha.
dark.
Let's go this way. I'm not particularly concerned about the enemies, because we killed the most powerful group, which is the Shadow Drake, which was not very hard at all. We killed it with really, really easy blows. We didn't even really have our tank tanking it. Our tank was killing the Gwithin Shades, while our off-tank slash secondary DPS easily tanked it and won. So, yeah. Not particularly hard fight. Same thing with this one coming up. 3 shades, or even if it's like 10 shades. Which there's close to.
Yes.
Alright, go fight these ones.
Show him how it's done!
It's no use!
And go kill that one. Kill that one. Everyone kills that one. I love that AoE ability, it's so good. Okay, everyone's dead again. Our ranger took a little bit of damage, but we have full supplies still, so we can easily rest up technically twice before the fight. Before the prize fight of the game. I know I said I might do it in a live stream, but I really want to just get it done, in all honesty. It's not that I don't love this game, I do. Please don't take that as me wanting to like end it as fast as possible. But I want to get it done before Warhammer comes out, so I can focus a little bit on that game as well. So that's the reason we're sort of pushing through the ending. I'm not going to wait for a live stream or something like that. Also, my work schedule makes it very difficult to live stream properly, so I just want to show you guys the cool ending, get our Chibo, and that'll be it. Oh man, that's a lot of dudes. Everybody groups up on my tank. You fight, you fight. Everyone else just kinda stays close.
Yeah.
And you explode into flames. Oh, there's another Shadow Drake. Ooh, well, let's get a dude there to fight it. Actually, let's get you there to fight it. Everything's sort of close-ish, so that's good. Let's get some buffs. And then we will, not that spell. And you...
Yeah. I'll get the next.
Ooh, that hurt. Whatever that was. Let's heal. And then get this heal going. No, don't die. Heal yourself. There we go. So what do we have left to fight? There's a Drake that's barely hurt. Is that it?
Bring
All
them
right.
down!
Oh, we got it suppressed. Or mind controlled. It doesn't matter, I want to kill it right now. Before I can do any more minor damage.
Something else.
There we go. I didn't remember that fight in all honesty, but there we go. Second Shadow Drake dead. Forgot about that. My bad. And now we are going to head down into level 3. I am going to take a quick break before the final fight because we're at 20-ish minutes. And I am dying of thirst. I really should have gotten water before this. Oh, we can probably... Let's just push through, you know what? Doesn't really matter. That was a long loading screen. I was expecting it to be a little bit faster. Let's rest before we go any further. What is Thaos' collection of dudes? They're vessels. I'm 90% sure that they're vessels. I guess she's damage reduction.
Yes.
Okay. There might be some minor enemies on the way. Potion of Bulwark against the elements.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Ring of Unshackling ×3.
I am trusting you to remain loyal to the gods in this.
Cool beans.
If you do not, you will have greater powers than me to answer to. But you will answer to me as well.
Broad belt. What's a broad belt of power do? Hang on, hang on. Just hold your horses there. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Might and Resolve. What are you using? Might with Watchful Presence, which I don't ever use. Defense against push, but who cares? Does he have a Resolve item on? No. He'll lose a Might but gain 2 Resolve. That's pretty damn good. That ups his will and his deflection. Lowers his fort a tiny bit, but you know what? That's fine. Now I have a +3 strength belt. Who wants it? What do you got? Wounds, Resolve, Perception, whatever. Something. Oh, Might +3. Okay, good. Do you have a Might +3 ring? Might +2. Oh, he has a shit. He already has a similar belt. Okay, cool. Those are just normal rings. Those are quickness. Who cares? Searing flames. Who cares? Those are nice boots. So Dex +4. What is he? What are you using? Speed. But you already have dexterity, don't you? Yeah, on your armor. You're not using any boots. Dexterity might help you out. What are you using again? Boots is speed. You already have a dexterity thing though, don't you? Yes. Do you have a dexterity thing? No. You don't really need boots of speed right now. But really, 4 dexterity is not going to help her all that much. And the boots of speed may help us later on.
I wouldn't ask this. Were there any other choice?
I think you would. I think you'd ask no matter what, because you're evil. Oh, there's the 2 statues. Remember how they go?
This is a missionary, same as I was. Taught the wrong things as I was.
Here we go. I found some water. There's like an old water bottle, which is stale tasting, but whatever.
Alcyones. They have held off many would-be invaders.
At least it helped soothe the throat.
You are ready to give a confession?
I am ready to hear one from you.
And here we are, guys. End of the game. Moment of truth.
Yes?
Let's see if we can position our people. Let's see if we're allowed to.
Well?
Yes.
I highly doubt we're going to be allowed to, but you never know. Here it is, the artifact. The Big Angwithan machine. And there's Thaos. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Audra and trimmed with copper. At the far end, a great pillar of Audra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours, and not yours. They are all questions. 1 second, my phone's ringing. Alright, sorry about that. Had a quick phone call. Yeah, next one. At the base of the pillar stands Thaos, a look of concern on his face as he notes your approach. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all others spinning madly in your mind, but you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of the veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Your mind races, weighing different angles of approach, your emotions barely in check. That machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
Was Eioara telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Woodica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
What is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Woodica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
You are shaking now, having lost all patience for tact. No more evasions, you have to know everything you believed, everything you have done for the gods. Did you lie to me when you said the gods could end suffering? Thaos says nothing. Are there no gods?
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
Thaos' face remains a mask of impassivity. With every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness until you can take no more. Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months.
With maddening calm, Thaos puts an index finger to his lips.
You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
His eyes linger on you, and there is no mistaking the threat behind it, and your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked in the dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. Oh, they definitely moved our people around.
How did you find it?
I'm just gonna say, I'm not here to talk this time.
Hear me, Woodica. Your servant calls for aid.
Thaos puts his hands out low to either side as though welcoming some unseen guest. He shuts his eyes and casts his face skyward. And the game froze. Did it actually freeze? So the game did actually crash. We're just loading back in now. I'm not sure where it's going to put me, either at the beginning of the third level of Cod Noir, or not Cod Noir, Sun and Shadow, or possibly right in the Thaos fight. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but we're loading back in now. Hopefully it works. Oh, there we go. Finally it started working. That's good. And now it looks like we are going to be in our final fight. Oh god, the things are coming alive. But more importantly, the Thaos has come alive. And the Thaos is mean and nasty and full of mean and nasties. Alright, you're gonna go fight that one. You're gonna go fight that one. You are going to cast Crowns of the Faithful right about there because everyone's coming into melee except for you. You're gonna go around back. And then you are going to tentacle up. And break. Spread out a little bit. So she got Crowns of the Faithful, no one else did, but that's okay. You know what, that doesn't really matter too much. I need to get more spells going though. Something along the lines of... Something buffy, like Champion's Boon. Good. Alright. You shoot.
Yep.
We have to make sure she doesn't die. Our monk is pretty important for this fight, because she's a lot of damage. Okay. Everybody, with the exception of our main character, is going to be on him. She desperately needs to heal. So where's our priest? Actually, our priest is going to come back, get some healing going. So that's where Thaos is at the moment. We don't need to fight him right now. We need to get some healing on our guys and kill the other one first.
Yes.
Once we kill the other one, we will kill the one with Thaos in it. I'm gonna get her back and out of the way. Actually, she's got decent life now, so she can come back in and start punching this thing. He's doing fine for now.
Yes, certainly.
Alright, let's finish that one off. So that one's dead. We can now officially move on to the other one.
I'll teach you.
And the biggest part of the fight's going to be not dying to Thaos, of course. Oh, our wolf died. Maybe we should get him back up. Cannot hurt to get him up. He does lots of damage now. It's injured. I'm just going to disengage her. Oh, or not. Okay, now she's away. Oh,
No
fucking
prisoner!
knockdown. Okay. I just want to get chain heal off, mostly is what I want to do.
I'll get the next one.
What are you not doing?
What is it?
Attacking. Okay, you
Get the
also
next
attack
No
now.
use.
I want my monk to get ready to fight Thaos because it's going to be very, very painful when that guy comes back alive.
Yes.
Alright, so he's pretty low on life now. Once he hits, actually, you know what? Let's group you up here, all three of you.
Yes.
Gotta try.
Once he hits near death, it'll be even more important for us. But right now, I just want to start getting ready for the big bad.
That looks like it hurt.
Okay, he is near death. That means very, very shortly we're going to have a very angry Thaos coming to punch us in the face. Okay, there we go. He is back. He's at full life, which is super duper annoying, but it is what it is. I'm going to get you healing. You want your range spread out.
Effect wood. Then roar.
That's sort of bad news. Oh, those are all under his control. That's awesome. Chain domination, really? Okay, what do we got? We have confused for 3 more seconds. No confusion on our cleric. Good. That at least will help us. We'll get Symbol of Skein down. No confusion on him.
Ugh, come on!
Okay, who's confused at the moment? Nobody? Everyone's good? Except for... No, he should be fine too. Okay. Oh, you're still confused or something. Fine. Let's try freezing pillar. Or I mean, we could try killing bolt, but it's not really great for this situation. I guess we can just do another one of these. Do that. Nope, just do that.
As you.
Okay, better idea. Let's get more tentacles.
Yes.
Okay, are you back to normal yet? Good. Are you back to normal yet? Good. Are you back to normal yet? Good. Everyone get in there. Start beating him down. And now that everyone's all there, he's badly injured. I think we're gonna win here. And that was it. Somebody's not feeling too good. Alright. Great success, guys. That was an interesting fight, that's for sure. At your feet rests the body of Thaos, hollow, the dense wrinkles shaped by the silent shouldering of an eternal burden now smoothed across his color-drained face. His soul remains still for the moment, defenseless, its energy expended in defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud. With a deep breath, you plunge into Thaos' soul, and where in Brackenberry it had been a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends, it is now expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like the ruins of Engwith as you pass through them. You travel for what seems like ages, rushing to a known destination, a memory you glimpsed once before. At last you see it. No more than a pinprick of light at the end of a long tunnel, expanding slowly at first, then quickly as you... Wrong button. I accidentally hit my camera stop button. Whoops. You come out in a room where you are standing now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people, thousands of them, all turned towards the great Adra pillar and the machine that encases it. Thaos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look out at the crowd, at faces of shriveled old men and cherub-cheeked little girls, at mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their children's restless hands, and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back towards the machine, your breath constricted beneath the weight of unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes and open them again to find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You take your place in front of it, and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc, at the base of the great crystal column, and speak a single word. Giant rings clink to life, building speed, setting arrays of carved draconic mouths aglow, and sending tremors throughout the platform beneath you. The entire room shakes now with the force of the accelerating machine, all sound drowned out by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outwards from the pillar in all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulf the crowd, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one the tendrils disappear, leaving ashen effigies where people once stood, many of them disintegrating into grey heaps under the stress of the tremors. You look above the Adra pillar, and its glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce atop the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous, like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation as though it were being spun from the arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, the spectral mass hangs a moment, no longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand, and it seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look back up to see it melt into the pillar like warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of light that brightens as the pillar flares with a flash of light as bright as the sun itself, then fades to darkness. The machine slows down to an abrupt halt, and when the last echo of its grinding cogs is past, the chamber is still, and you are alone. From all sides, reality begins to bleed through the memory, and you find yourself in your own skin once more, looking down on Thaos' lifeless body. You sense a listlessness a listlessness to Thaos' soul, an overwhelming fatigue that hinders its immediate escape and makes it vulnerable to manipulation. You feel as though your victory has given you some kind of hold over it, and you are able to do with it as you please. I'm going to tear his soul apart. I do not envy you, Thaos. I, of all people, realize the sway memories can hold. It is time you are granted peace. You reach out for Thaos' soul, and you can feel its frailty and defeat, its texture like coarse and threadbare cloth on the brink of disintegration. You insinuate yourself between the threads, pushing the weaving apart or unraveling the stitching until it's bereft of structure, a formless heap bound together by nothing at all. In its midst, you dedicate your focus to a single idea, and the idea is shatter. You concentrate, and as you concentrate, you feel a force building within you, an outwards pressure that strains against containment, threatening to rupture your spirit. When you can contain no more, you transfer it into Thaos' soul all at once, and release it there, a detonation of will that expands in all directions, driving out the remnants of his existence, scattering it into nothingness. You can feel his presence no more. In the stillness that follows, a single word echoes through your mind, a word that you spoke when you were one with Thaos in an ancient memory. You realize it is the word that activates the machine. Okie dokie. Let's go see what the machine does then.
What is it?
As you approach the machine, the path underfoot suddenly changes to a cobbled road. If you hadn't experienced visions like this already in Tyr Everon, you'd be tempted to believe that the machine had sucked you into it and deposited you in the middle of nowhere. The sun blazes overhead, and the rolling meadows and thick forests on either side of the road could be anywhere in the Deerwood. A shrill cackle turns your head. Standing next to you is a malnourished man clad in a threadbare loincloth and manacles. His entire body is striped with lash marks, and there are scarred pits where his nose and ears should be. He stinks of stale sweat and unwashed filth. You notice someone wandering down the road, but the figure's back is to you. The scarred slave has your attention for now.
I have observed you, Watcher. The way you handled that noble girl in Deerford, delivering an idol effigy to her uncle. A most careful scheme.
His black eyes glitter. He nods, his bald, scarred head shining.
You have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Hadrit House. Those preening soldiers with more taste for silk than steel. The wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor and receiving riddles and visions in response. And now the gods give you orders and commands, even while you set out to fix what they cannot.
He sidles closer,
Yet what have they offered you?
He sidles closer, a sly grin on his wrecked face. His stench is overwhelming. Given the breadth of the iron manacle, it's amazing that he can raise his bone-thinned arm, but he does, and he points to the person walking the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
You get a better look at the lone figure and realize that she's wearing robes, tattered and singed, but fine nonetheless. On her head is the silhouette of a broken crown. She continues walking, her pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Thaos began. Strengthen Woodica with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favored.
Skane's voice becomes a hungry whisper. Helping Woodica would mean that the secrets of the gods stay hidden. He rubs his hands together, his black eyes gleaming. Safely hidden, yes. From the violent overlords who would cease to fear punishment in the next life. From the heavy-handed masters who would answer to no one. The world needs some schemes. Or are the souls of Kith so pure you would snap the tenuous threads that bind society? I've been working against Woodica this whole time. Why would she thank me now after I've defeated her most loyal servant? The ragged hole in Skane's face wrinkles with disgust. Loyal and weak. Thaos proved his inadequacy when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to the schemes of the gods. Woodica has a long memory, Watcher, both for friends and foes, and she keeps her oaths. What do you mean by her favored? The recipient of Woodica's blessing. She has always had a place for mortals of particular merit. If you help her now, she will become the most powerful of all the gods, and you will be the one who made her so. Think of the lifetimes of reward you would reap. Skane takes a bundle at his feet and hefts the burden onto his back. I've explained the alternative, Watcher. Continue as a pawn of the gods, or as the partner of one. At the other end of the road, the figure stops. She turns her head just enough to look over her shoulder. Her face is mostly hidden, but one merciless eye peers at you from a cheek of rippled, scorched flesh. I won't help you.
You say that now, but when you're standing in front of the machine, considering the lifetimes and the powers that await you, we'll see what you do.
He laughs. He continues down the road, and when the sun suddenly drops below the horizon, it plunges you into a momentary darkness. You come to your senses in front of the machine. Let's see what happens. With your companions bearing witness, you step out to the place where Thaos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter to influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Let's speak it. There is a shrieking of stone grinding against stone as old cogs loosen and begin to turn. You have only moments before the souls will be sent into the Adra vein. This will be your only chance at redirecting them. I'm going to disperse them to an unknown location. You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking on the immense totality of the tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous. You find yourself fighting to keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as the machine gains speed. For a brief moment comes when it feels as though you hold all of them at once, and their force is so great that it feels that they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being to bending their orbit, channeling their flow in a new direction. Sorry, I was momentarily distracted by the achievements that popped up. That was cool. And here we go, guys.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale, pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Thaos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Thaos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Deerwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the souls of the Hollowborn, long lost to the people of Deerwood, were sent to a place or places unknown for reasons as mysterious as the god who suggested it. No sooner had the mystery of their whereabouts been solved than it was renewed, a new riddle for someone yet to be revealed, or perhaps for no one at all. For the people of Deerwood, the question would linger as it always had, for even the truth was beyond belief. One day, the Hollow Births had stopped with as little explanation as they had started. For all their joy at the legacy's end, Deerwoodans would have to content themselves with their own theories as to the how and why of it all. But perhaps this was as well intended. Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule over Gilded Vale and the surrounding area. In his absence, the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after the riots. Without a nearby ruler, it also grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Deerwoodan standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived, and would continue to survive for the foreseeable future. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But order was soon re-established by the Knights of the Crucible, who, despite their depleted numbers, had gained favor in the public eye for their role in unraveling Widewind's legacy. They were quickly reinforced by returning forces from Fleetbreaker Castle. Having seen both the ills and the promise of animancy, internally the Knights quietly began a more cautious exploration of the new science. Depleted in numbers but bolstered by their newly forged stock of soul-augmented weaponry and a small contingent of forged knights, the Knights of the Crucible would soon become an order few in Defiance Bay would dare to cross. But the opportunity to build upon their newfound power proved too great a temptation for the High Justice. What was at first a measured approach to animancy soon gave way to a rapid buildup of armaments. The High Justice would eventually seize control of the city for his order and place Defiance Bay under indefinite martial law. The destruction of the machine atop Ter Noaneth spelled the end of the reanimated corpses in Heritage Hill. Though at first few were willing to venture into the abandoned district, it was soon cleaned out and rebuilt. The district's horrors still fresh in people's minds, it would be some time before it was fully repopulated. But eventually the lure of cheap prime land would all but erase the memory. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay. But those who had escaped the melee in the palace hearings remembered the testimonies of the strange guest who had shown up that day and absolved animancy, implicating the leaden key instead. The rumor spread quickly, and soon the popular belief was that the assassin had been a leaden key spy. When the legacy had lifted, people came to see it not as a sign that the riots had been according to the gods' wishes, as Thaos had hoped, but as a confirmation that animancy had never been the source of the problem in the first place. Deerwoodans instead convinced themselves that the riots had somehow purged Defiance Bay of leaden key spies, and that the end of Widewind's legacy was their well-deserved reward. The rage against animancers was quickly forgotten, and those who had survived were permitted to return to Brackenbury Sanitarium and rebuild it so they might resume their studies. In the town of Deerford, an underground cult dedicated to Scan insinuated itself into the town's institutions. It became a popular travel destination for the wealthy, who were actively courted by the town's leadership. But few who visited the town would ever return, as they soon found their fortunes plummeting and their reputations destroyed by their own kin. Abidon's renewal brought new vigor and purpose to a god long known for quiet, steady labor. Handicraft saw a revival in the Deerwood, and no smith wanted for an apprentice. Additionally, Abidon's restored interest in preservation led to redoubled efforts to survey Engwithan ruins. Animancers and craftsmen alike found much to study, but tensions with Air Glanfath rose. As for Stalwart, the Battle of Caron's Scar only strengthened their resolve to unlock the mysteries of Durgan's steel and build new marvels with the White Forge. However, Stalwart's ambitions brought them into further conflict with the Red Serens, as more and more impoverished communities gathered at the border and vowed to finish the work of the Iron Flail. It would be many generations before the region saw peace. The battle against the Eyeless left Stalwart more hostile than ever toward the ogres in its midst, and the villagers grew bolder as they grew more prosperous. After a handful of bloody skirmishes, the Flames That Whisper clan left the Russet Wood to seek a quieter, more isolated home in the White March. While many such places existed in the mountains, the crossing was treacherous, and the ogres often found themselves embattled with other clans whose territory they passed. Less than half of the Flames That Whisper survived the journey, but those that did found a haven far from Kith lands. After the death of the Master below, a strange quiet fell over the endless paths of Ad Nua. The attacks on the fortress above ceased, Ad Nua's silent titan the closest remaining thing to a master in its musty, forgotten passages. Adair chose not to return home. Still conflicted as to his role in the Saints' War and unsure of his place in the Deerwood, he took a ship to Adir and reunited with his parents. There, he resumed the quiet lifestyle he had grown accustomed to in his years as a farmhand in Gilded Vale. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Thaos Ix Arcanon, his former master. He saw where the Grandmaster had gone wrong, and he knew what he would do better. The secret of the gods would be preserved, and with it, the sanity and well-being of all Kith. He donned the remains of Thaos' ceremonial garb, and prepared himself for the long and lonely task ahead. After all that he had learned in the Watcher's company, Kana Rua could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the endless paths, and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as a lorekeeper at the college, teaching young students the traditions of their people. With Thaos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Deerwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Deerford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Deerwood, and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance continued to blame Woodica for the atrocities of the Saints' War. Believing Magrin to have been a pawn in the machinations of the Queen that was, and feeling that Thaos' expulsion had been a step towards reconciliation with his goddess, Durrance tried for a time to reopen communication with her. When only silence came, he took it as a condemnation of his continued existence. Ultimately, he built a pyre and threw himself upon it, using his own shattered staff as kindling. You and Sagani never found Persoc together. The Adra figurine had gone dark by the time they emerged from Sun and Shadow, and it was another month before Sagani finally accepted that Persoc's trail had gone cold again. Her search took her beyond the Deerwood and as far as the Living Lands. She saw the great coastal cities of Rawatai and the ruins of Old Valia, absorbing the details of these strange and distant lands. 20 years passed before the Adra figurine finally glowed again. When it did, she followed its signal to a quiet hamlet on the outskirts of Adir. There, she met a young farmer and told her of her past as an elder of Masuk. Sagani returned to a village that had forgotten her face, but remembered her story. Masuk greeted her with cautious warmth, and Sagani found that their ways had become strange to her. She also learned that Kalu had perished of winter fever a few years before, and her middle child, Najuo, had died in a raid. But she found her daughter Yakona a hunter and mother of 3, and her son Malak a builder of mighty walls. In them, she came to find her place in the village, and the familiar contours of a world that had changed in her absence. For you, the death of Thaos brought an end to your waking visions, and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead.
And that's it, guys. That is the end of Pillars of Eternity. That is the end of our Triple Crown run. And we're going to be focusing on other games now. So we have Warhammer Total War coming out tomorrow. We have Doom to finish up, obviously. And then from there, I don't know what we're going to do. We might do Sword Coast Legends at some point. We do have to do Neverwinter Nights 2 and Mask of the Betrayer, both amazingly cool games. So we'll figure those out. And Planescape Tides of Numenera is coming out at some point in the future. So there's going to be lots of games coming out. Thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. It was exciting and nerve-wracking, and I don't know if I'd do another Triple Crown type run again, because the thought of an adventure ending prematurely is a little bit heart-wrenching. But yeah, it was good times. So if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video series. I don't usually ask, but I don't ask video to video, but I usually ask at the end of a series that if you do enjoy the channel and you do enjoy the content, please subscribe and keep watching. Hope to see you guys next time, and take care.